Nothing for us without us. That is the global mandate of young people. When I was young, I wrote something down and I put it in a wish box. I wish the world was peaceful. It was 2011. I didn't think much of it at the time. It was just a slip of paper that I put in a box. But my name is Peace, so I've spent a long time wondering, was that a wish or an instruction? I've decided that it's the second one, because my students asked me something just as unresolved. When will there be peace? And I've stopped telling them to wait for someday. Now I tell them, why not today? My name is Peace Chafora. I'm a primary school teacher at St. Joseph's in a small town in Ireland, and a member of the SDG4 Youth and Student Network. In Ireland, there's a proverb, "Níart go cur le chéile." There is no strength without unity, and I'll come back to that. When we sit in rooms like this surrounded by frameworks and targets, it's easy to talk about education as an abstraction, an indicator or a line item. But education doesn't live in a briefing document. It lives on the front lines. For me, transformative education is education that does not simply prepare children for the world as it is, but gives them the knowledge, empathy, and agency to change it. For the past 2 years, my students have taken part in a national program called Our World Awards. This year, instead of a poster or a worksheet, they built a board game out of the Sustainable Development Goals. In small groups, they mapped out squares for hunger, clean water, peace, equality, and for every square, they had to agree on one real thing a person could actually do in everyday life to move closer to that goal. A group had to understand a goal well enough to explain it to their classmates before it earned a place on the board, and that is where empathy starts. They then had to choose which action mattered enough to put it in the game. That's agency. And when they played it together and someone landed on the square that their own group had written and the whole class had to follow their rule, that is belonging. It shows up in smaller moments too. We mark days most people have never even heard of, like World Heron Day, World Sea Turtle Day, Bat Appreciation Day, World Quantum Day. And my students always ask me the same thing. Who even decided this was a day? Is there really a day for everything? Those questions are the whole point. When a child is curious about a bat, they become curious about life on land, life in water, a whole world of ecosystems they've never seen. It doesn't take much to bring the world into a classroom, but teachers also need support to keep doing it. As a whole school, this year alone, we celebrated Eid, Black History Month, and Irish Traveller Pride Week, because belonging shouldn't depend on which culture happens to be the majority in the room. Two numbers should embarrass us. Since 1990, over 2,000 peace agreements have been signed, yet only 2.5% mention the right to education. And 3 in 4 governments say that they consult young people, yet only 35% of youth organizations ever see that feedback change a policy. Peace isn't signed into existence, it's taught. And consultation without influence isn't inclusion, it's just a longer waiting room. This is exactly why the SDG4 Youth and Student Network exists, a global community of young leaders working to shape the policy, advocacy, and innovation behind quality education for all. Not just so that this panel can hear from us for an afternoon, but so that work keeps happening long after this room empties. None of us in this room knows everything, but when we come together for the same purpose, we build something much bigger than any one of us, even if it is just a board game. My students often tell me that they want to make a difference one day, when they're older, when they're in charge of something. But when education is designed with young people, not simply for them, you find out very, very quickly that they already have the ideas and the substance to matter now. So my answer stays the same. Why not today? Níart go cur le chéile. There is no strength without unity. I put a wish in a box in 2011 for a peaceful world, and 15 years later, I'm still waiting on that wish. So let's stop designing a future for young people and start building one with them. Thank you very much.
Thank you. students are very lucky to have you, and thank you so much for coming here all the way from Ireland to be here with us. This is our first time in New York as well, so I hope you're enjoying New York. What really resonated with to me from whatever you shared is that transformative education doesn't begin with big policies. It begins in everyday moments. When children learn empathy, collaboration, and a sense of responsibility, they're not just learning about SDGs, they're learning how to live them as well. So thank you once again to you. And now